What if I told you that before the US was even born, the United States of America, one of the most, if not the most famous man in American history, was at risk of losing his life to deadly assassins and American citizens who didn't trust or believe in his cause? Don't believe me? Well, do I have a story for you? This is The First Conspiracy, The Secret Plot to Kill George Washington by Meltzer and Mensch. This book is based on real events, research, and intuition. George Washington, the first president of the United States of America. We've all heard his title, but in the blink of an eye, he may have perished, and in turn out to become our president, thus leading to the possibility that the US may have never won independence from Great Britain. The domino effect is real, but thankfully George Washington did not die. I'm sure we all know that, but what if he did? And what was the plan in play to kill him? Let's investigate. We find ourselves in a Continental Congress meeting in 1775. The first shots heard around the world had just been fired in Lexington and Concord between the British and Patriot troops. Was a war inevitable? Should the US try to avoid one and stick to negotiations? That was the dilemma, facing some of the most notable founding fathers in history, but soon they came to a consensus. While they hoped for peace between them and their motherland, they needed a commanding general if a war were to wreak havoc. And the man up for the task was a humble Virginia landowner and war general, war veteran, George Washington. He took the job in stride and gathered a team of motley soldiers. Well, that's a bit of an overstatement, because many volunteers from the Continental Army had no formal or really any military experience or training ever. Washington had some work to do. But all the while, the US wasn't any bed of roses. Not all citizens believed in Washington's cause. There was a large group of loyalists spanning across the colonies that wanted his head on a silver platter. And one man by the name of William Tryon, the governor of New York, wanted nothing else but Washington eliminated. How would he go about this? And who was even on his side? And when all was said and done, how were his plans even foiled? Read The First Conspiracy to find out. The First Conspiracy is such an interesting story. I really loved it. But the most fascinating part of it was how in-depth it was. Seriously, I learned so much. As a kid, you grew up learning all about the Revolutionary War and hearing of all the triumphs of our great nation. But the path to independence wasn't easy, and many people forget that. Washington and his troops lost many more battles than they won, but when push came to shove, they always fought back no matter how snowy the weather was, or how daunting the task ahead was, facing a navy and army far greater in season than any of those of the 13 colonies. The First Conspiracy shares declassified documents and letters that push readers to think deeper and research more, because trust me, there is always more to the story. Check out The First Conspiracy. I personally read an edition created for a more teenage audience, but if you're an adult looking for a longer, more in-depth version, check out the original, which is sure to be a treat for you as well. I absolutely loved The First Conspiracy. I learned so many interesting details, and you're going to love this book as well. You're going to learn so much, trust me. Bye.